What up, players? It's WarbossTae up in this mug. Welcome to day 16 of the Summer Painting Challenge 2021 August edition. Before we go any further, I want you to think about what you're working on, your project, whatever it is, whether or not you're taking part in the Summer Painting Challenge or not. And I want you to ask yourself a very, very basic question, which is, what's the point? What is the goal? What are you trying to achieve by taking part in this challenge? By following my videos and working on your models, are you trying to just paint whatever and get whatever done in a month and have a good time? Are you trying to paint your models so that you can have an army or a finished product by the end of the month? Are you really focusing on improving your skill or getting better at painting, getting more proficient so that you could paint faster? Those goals are going to have an effect on your process through the month. The easiest way to attack this challenge is to not really have a determined end goal. Be really loosey-goosey about it. Of course, this isn't going to give you any of the prizes because you're not going to have a clearly stated goal on day one that you're shooting for by the end of the month. But this is the easiest way to take part in a challenge because you're just testing the waters. You know, you're not racing towards a completed product at the end of the month. You're saying, I'm going to work on these models, maybe this one, whatever catches my eye within the month. I want to just kind of clear out my pile of shame. I want to get as much done as I can, but I'm not really going to be focused on any one thing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that because that's how we spend most of our time in this hobby. We buy a model or a box or a battle force and we put it aside until we finish, quote unquote, what we're currently working on, and we'll get to it eventually, if you've heard that old trope. And it just sits there, right? So maybe this challenge is a time for you to pick up that model, dust it off, and get painting those miniatures. Maybe you want to get a finished product by the end of the month. Maybe you've got that starter set or that box of miniatures and it's been hounding you. You've wanted to paint it, but you haven't had a reason to, you haven't had any motivation to. So this challenge is the way for you to do that. On day one, you said, I'm gonna paint this box, and by day 31, I will know whether or not I have succeeded because they're either gonna be painted or they're not. It's a very clear-cut, easy way to go about the challenge because you know where the goal line is. The third way is to say, I wanna get better at painting, I want to get more proficient, and I want to get faster. And I'm using this goal line, like this box, this starter set, or this game, or this box of miniatures to help me with that. But I'm not going to be focused so much on the end product as much as I am getting faster, getting better at this one skill, getting more proficient. So even though the byproduct of that is having a finished model, getting your end goal, achieving the goal of painting those miniatures, what your real goal was to get better at your time management, to get better at painting the process and figuring out what will work for you as an artist going forward after the challenge is done. Because those skills that you strengthened, that you challenged yourself to learn and master, are now in your toolbox. You're ready to use them. They're there for you. I think with all three of these goals, with all three of these methods of taking on a WarbossTae challenge, you can find your pros and cons, right? It really comes down to what are you looking for? I hope you can find what you are looking for because that is really the most beneficial way to take on any project. What is the point of it? What is the challenge? What is the goal and objective? If you're not sure, if you're floating from one to the other, that's totally fine too. It's your hobby, it's your money, and it's your time. So I wanted to give you something to think about. Hopefully you did. Hopefully you come up with some of your own finished conclusions, and I hope you share them with me. Let me know here or in the Discord, links below in the description. If you'd like to support me by becoming a patron, then I hope you do that as well. And thank you to my current patrons, Daniel Sprinkle, Scragfist, Pix, Dicey Guy, Play It Painted, Logan Swanson, Seption, David Moffat, and Shaky Painter. You guys are awesome. And thank you all for watching. Hit that like button before you go and ring the bell for notifications.